Lately I saw a great video made by Dave Cullen, a 10 months old video I'd like to add, that is still as actual as it can get. We are seeing right now an exodus from all the skeptics YouTubers to places somewhere else. And people like Styx Hexenhammer might be right, and this is just a moral panic, and in 2 years' time everything is back to normal, the whole madness vanishes, and we are returning back to the real problems that have not been solved in the time after panic or created by it. But what if not? If not, the skeptics community has to act, and I think that Cullen is right. The best way is to diversify, because diversity is strength and so, which means that we have to spread to different locations. The second thing is community building, but let's start with the first one. Well, first, when I gave this a thought, I tried to remember what hooked me, what brought me in touch with the skeptics community in the first place, but I have to go a bit more back in the past. You see, I was not seeking for political commentators some years ago. I was reading books for that. Blogs had never the quality I craved for, and I imagined that vlogs would not really be better, so I never gave them a shot. And in my personal sphere in real life and the internet, I did hold the position still that I hold today, but the thing was, I never lost an argument. For quite some times at least. Yes, of course, I lost friends, but not the argument. But still, I felt pretty alone with my perspective and accepted that I am the weirdo here with these weird ideas, what is just and fair and so on. And I had my time as a politician, and I did know that I don't want to do this ever again. So politics was not really my main interest in this point. I was more interested in finishing my book, which, well, isn't finished yet. So I commute by train. I used to read in my commuting time, but I had a lazy face, so I went to entertainment. So what I was doing there was sitting in my train, and I started to listen to lengthy YouTube videos, namely to Warhammer lore videos made by Arch Warhammer. And then something strange popped up, a video about him talking about a feminist who missed equality in the grimdark future of 40k. Okay, I thought that back then, this sounds fun. And this opened a new window of crazy stuff. I mean, I was not really aware of that it is so crazy. I did know some feminists, and I know that they had some funny views and say crazy things, but this was a completely new level that I did not know at this point. At some point he mentioned Sargon, so I checked him out. From Sargon I went over Kraut and Tea to the Amazing Atheist, Molyneux, you know the names. The thing is, without this jump from entertainment to politics, because of this intersection, because of a feminist pitching around an absolutely modern thing in 40k, and because of a YouTuber whose main work is entertainment tackling this issue, a lot of you skeptics would not have me subscribing to you. And there would be pretty surely no videos by me. And this is a problem if we go to platforms and be serious there. If the modern fun stuff doesn't come over as well, how should we get this effect? How to solve that? Well, for once, we should try to make on a different channel funny stuff and link our political content only every now and then. But that might be a challenge. Secondly, well, try to get the fun guys on board. The second issue is the community. We skeptics are a bunch of lone wolves, aren't we? Some bigger ones try to push smaller ones. Namely, Sargon and Kraut and Tea do this a lot, but most of you don't do it. And from a customer's perspective, it's really hard to find smaller skeptics. I would love to watch more of their stuff because the Big Ten becomes somehow repetitive. You know their issues, you know their bias, you know their ideals. I want more, and I want opponents to discuss, because you big guys would never discuss me. And I want to underline that it is not the job of the bigger ones to make us smaller ones big. It's not their job, it's not your job. And this is important to point out. What I suggest is a series of platforms dedicated to community building, a channel on YouTube, for instance, that does nothing but introduce channels faithfully in the own words of the creators of these very channels. For doing that, we would have to agree first what a skeptic is, and allow me to suggest a solution. A skeptic is someone whose worldview is based on measurable facts and therefore change if the facts change, since the relevant facts are different in different areas, be that geographically or sociologically or whatever. People have different worldviews that fit in their environment. Therefore, the range of the skeptic community is from the far left to the far right. What unites us is that they are all able to adapt to an ever-changing world. The skeptics are in a sense opportunistic and rooted more in the now than in the future or the past. Can we agree to that? Or do we have to agree to that? I don't know, tell me. In the next step, we would have to agree for a name. I suggest the Skeptics Phonebook. By the way, I created a channel for that. If you think that you are fitting the description, send me a video, I load it up. This channel will never be monetized. I am not out for the buck here. I think this would be the first step to create a real community, and we will have our fair share of infighting. I guarantee you that. Oh no, he's not pure enough. It will come. But our strength is that we are able to understand that different facts weigh differently on different people in different environments, and that every thought has a reason. I would be glad if I can do my part, at least in this way, to improve, to help organize. And if this is in the end the useful thing that I do with this channel or with my presence on YouTube, I'm cool with it. If you want to be listed on the Skeptics Phonebook, contact me. The best way to do this in this early stage, where just few if it works or not, is by commenting right here or better over in the Phonebook channel. I hope that we can work together, the big ones with the small ones, the left ones with the right ones, and so on, to our common goal, a world of reason and discussion, a world of peace and prosperity for those who want that, at least.